Hello and a very good afternoon here from the airport of Edmonton. My name is Robin and I want to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this new video of mine. I'm here in Edmonton to fly with Air Canada, and originally I was set to fly on the Boeing 767-300, the mainline variant. But earlier today I received the text that my flight was delayed by 4 hours, and apparently there's a technical problem with the Boeing 767 and they swapped it with a Dreamliner instead. So today we're flying on the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner to Toronto, 4 hours later than original departure time, but hey, we still get to fly even though it's snowy today. So let's go to the gate. The aircraft is here and let's go to Toronto. So please come with me. The winters in Edmonton are long, very cold, and come with a lot of snow, and that can make things a little difficult sometimes. Today's delay, however, is not weather related. Air Canada's fleet of Boeing 767 aircraft is very old and were originally planned to be retired by the end of last year. These 767s break down often. That's exactly what happened today, and Air Canada had decided to send a Dreamliner to fill in. Flying the mainline 767 was one of the main reasons for taking this trip in the first place, so it's safe to say that I was pretty bummed with the swap, especially with the retirement creeping in. With credit where credit's due, Air Canada notified me on time, allowing me to wait at home rather than at the airport, although the delay didn't end here. Winters as cold as they're here at the gateway to the north does come with its challenges, especially with the odd blizzards and temperatures as low as -40 degrees. In 2016, a 10-part documentary was recorded on the airport here about what it's like to keep an airport running in extreme weather like this. How cool is that? During this unprecedented time, only Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, and Montreal can receive international flights, and all other international travel in Canada has been suspended, and flight movements in Edmonton have been reduced to only a handful a day. And that is a really weird feeling, because the world suddenly feels like such a bigger place. The aircraft we're flying on today is a 3-year-old Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, which, especially since I hadn't planned to fly on this aircraft, works out great, since I had reviewed its smaller variant just a month prior to this, so it's a good time to compare both aircraft. Air Canada received the first Dreamliner back in 2014 and has been receiving deliveries until April last year, and now has a fleet of 37 Dreamliners, of which the vast majority, 29, are of the Dash 9 variant. The swap from a Boeing 767-300 to a 787-9 did mean a big increase in seating capacity. The flight had likely not been sold out already, but just in coach, the Dreamliner has 60 more seats than the 767. That's more than 6 rows on a Dreamliner. However, when boarding complete was called, almost the entirety of the rear cabin was left unoccupied. Eventually, after even more delay due to weather and the icing, the flight that originally had to leave at 4 p.m. left Edmonton at 9 p.m. The Air Canada Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner has a seating capacity of 298 passengers, of which 247 in coach in a 3-3-3 layout. There are some extra legroom seats that Air Canada call preferred seats. These cost extra and often come with a few drawbacks, so always make sure to check Seat Guru before you choose your seat. Then, in front of economy, you can find a small section of 21 premium economy seats. The seats here are larger and have more legroom. They also come with a larger 11-inch touchscreen and greater recline. In the front of the aircraft you can find 30 seats in business class in a 1-to-1 reverse herringbone configuration, 10 more than on the smaller 787-8 Dreamliner. These seats are the Super Diamond seat that can also be found on WestJet's Dreamliners. So aside from seating capacity, the 787-8 and the 787-9 are identical. Let's have a look at our own seat back in coach. The seat is equipped with a 9-inch responsive touchscreen, of which we'll have a closer look later on in the video. Important here is the USB port that can be used to charge your phone with, and between each seat you'll find a 110 volt universal power socket. Your tray table is very sturdy and can be adjusted, which is handy when you have a large laptop. In the seat pocket, you can find an ad for an Aeroplane credit card, en route, Air Canada's in-flight magazine, bistro, the buy on board menu, and the safety card for the Boeing 787-9. And the legroom is not bad. Having tried pretty much all the meals from the buy on board menu, it was finally time to order the meal tray. Air Canada has made the meals that are served in business class available for purchase in economy class for $13.50 or 19 Canadian dollars if you want to pair it with a beer. So, availability of these meals does really depend on whatever is left over from business class. I chose the cod dish today, which came with a bread roll and a snack of choice. The 787-9 has 5 lavatories for economy class. They're quite narrow, but they do the job. They come with a baby changing table and all buttons have motion sensor, so you don't have to touch them. The in-flight entertainment system is a massive upgrade compared to what Air Canada have on the A320 family aircraft. It's much more modern and responsive, although it still lags a little bit sometimes. The amount of movies is pretty good too, and it even includes a selection of Canadian films as well. The moving map Air Canada have here is definitely one of my favorite and very detailed. Stick around until after landing for my final 2 cents on this flight. Well, 4.5 hours later than originally planned, we finally got to Toronto, and the local time here now is over 3 a.m. Well, that's not completely fair. We just moved to standard time, so technically it's 2 a.m. here. And originally we were going to be here at about 4 p.m. So that is ridiculously late, but it's all due to the problem that they had with the 787-67 that we originally were going to fly on. And I'm too bad that I missed it, but we'll definitely get another chance later. The 787-9 Dreamliner is a comfortable aircraft, and I like the big windows. The legroom is actually pretty good as well, and I finally got to try out one of the tray dinners, which is actually just a dish from business class, so pretty good actually. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to see my friends here in Toronto and gonna get some rest. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more like this, please subscribe to the channel. And otherwise, see you next week.